because we have no other force. There's no force in this movement as to preach. People say, I don't feel so good about it. No. It was very difficult with Srila Prabhupada. His personality was so amazing. Devotees always liked to arrange. They thought, Prabhupada is so great. He must meet all the great people in this world, isn't it? Yeah, but what is great? Prabhupada showed them what is great. I remember when they arranged a meeting, Prabhupada with the Major of Paris, the man who is presiding over the city of Paris. And he had a typical French style. He had an audience arranged in a big palace, where in a big hall, such chairs were arranged, so of course very fancy chairs, where all kinds of prominent members of the city of Paris could have an audience of the Major, and eventually bring out their ideas or whatever. So Prabhupada was informed, we can meet the Major of Paris like that. And somehow Prabhupada agreed. Even actually he didn't like this kind of public audiences and this. He liked people to meet personally like that. Well, that came anyway. Because just when everybody was seated and there was this big staircase coming down, they said, soon the Major of Paris will come. And it's an etiquette here that when he comes, everybody gets up from the chair, more or less like welcoming him. It was just a few seconds before the man arrived. Prabhupada looked at his 2-3 disciples who were with him and he said, I'm not going to do that. And then Prabhupada, everybody is doing it. I said, I'm not going to do that. So the result was that when the Major came, everybody got up and, welcome, yes, yes. And the only one who remained seated, just chanting, was Prabhupada and his two servants, which created a very odd picture, It was the top of being unpolite. Prabhupada just kept on chanting with his 2 servants. The result was that the Major of Paris was so captivated by this monks sitting there, obviously not so much concerned about his arrival, that he immediately ignored everybody, went straight to Prabhupada and he said, it's very nice you came. And Prabhupada said, there's still a chair free here, you can sit down. And the man stood next to him like a little boy, completely ignoring the rest of the people. And he was going, what are you doing? This praying? And Prabhupada immediately preached to him. And they had their own private audience. Prabhupada giving audience to the Major of Paris in the middle of the hall. Of the whole hall and of the other people who actually could just go home. So that's called purity is the force. Srila Prabhupada never, even he had no money and he had no big assets. As a matter of fact, he had not even a very, you could say, eligible followers. I don't want to go into that department. Prabhupada writes in his letters, acting like this, you are very much shaming me, He used this kind of funny words, shaming me, means embarrassing me, of course, because people will think, what kind of guru is this when he has such a nonsense disciple? So that gave a push to the devotees to shape out really. That should be actually a push on the part of any disciple. I cannot compromise my spiritual master like this. So Prabhupada, on one side, was very liberal by disseminating Krishna consciousness. On the other, he was not cheap, not at all. You had always the idea that you are dealing with something very great, very delicate, and very precious, which Krishna consciousness is. So Prabhupada acted like he compared it with the ambassador. Ambassador is the one who is actually receiving all the honors which actually the country should receive. If you are respecting the ambassador of India, that means you are respecting India. Not him all the way, not at all. It's just, he's just the representative, and that's how Prabhupada presented himself. So to become part of something so big, manifested by Srila Prabhupada, gave devotees an incredible boost and inspiration. You had really some, the idea that Krishna consciousness taking form in this movement is supposed to be a form of Krishna in one sense. It's so amazing, it's so big. It's such an honor to be part of it. And it's true. Even Prabhupada was conducting his preaching activities with the help of people who were not materially qualified very often, who were highly mentally disturbed due to drug abuse, things like that. But Prabhupada, what did he do about it? Because by his pure presentation, they understood we are part of something so wonderful and so big, so they start to also act that way. So this is the nature of Krishna consciousness, which we had only one reference, and that's Srila Prabhupada. We didn't know anything, nothing. Even those devotees who preached, like example, to me when I joined, they were so full of Prabhupada's spirit. I mean, the Prabhupada consciousness was so strong. They were, even while talking about Prabhupada, they were starting moving like him. It's like, I remember the one who gave a lecture. He was so absorbed, repeating Prabhupada and meditating Prabhupada, and started to do like him, which was like Prabhupada had the long hair coming out of his ears. So when he was speaking, sometimes he was going like this. Or when he had the hair out of his nose, and he was going like this. So consequently, the one who was absorbed and giving lecture in his absence even, he also started to go like this, and and Prabhupada said, it was, the image, the consciousness of Prabhupada was so strong, I remember first time coming to Hare Krishna temple, there was a devotee running down the stairs, obviously not a very experienced preacher. And it was not like today when somebody comes close and we go, "How are you? Are you good?"